Hey, welcome back to Nash Awesome. Watch out, Mega Man, there's enemies to your left! I took care of them for you. Make sure you get through the east hallway. Good job, Mega Man. You hit him right in the ass. Alright, today's talk is about video games, in case you haven't pieced it together by now. Alright, we're getting to video game lore. And there's bitching outside the door, but whatever. It's just probably over what's on TV. Anyway, yeah, video games. Mega Man is probably like one of my favorite games, one of my favorite franchises. One of my favorite french fries. No, it's one of my favorite franchises. And the whole idea behind Mega Man is that it's about what happens when you tamper with the laws of robotics and you make robots have free will. And I know what you guys are going to say. Well, Mega Man X is the very first robot with free will in the Mega Man universe, but that's not right. What happened is that the old Mega Man world or whatever got buried, and the same way that Rockman volunteered to turn into Mega Man or whatever the fuck you have, I'm sure Mega Man volunteered to become X from his parts, and that's why we don't see him. That's a simple explanation right there. As for Proto Man, that's another story. I don't know if he's Zero or not. And we could get into everything. We could say Base turned into Vile. Buzz Lightyear is Sigma. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I definitely like Mega Man. I like the idea that these robots are just trying to get by, trying to learn what being human is all about. And one of the most human things they do is actually start to attack humans. And of course, we can't have that, so we got the Maverick Hunters or what have you. When I was a kid, I thought that Mega Man was a lot like RoboCop. I thought there was a corpse in the suit. Like in Mega Man ZX, that's a new incarnation. It's more like Power Rangers. They can morph into robots, you know, but I thought that they were like corpses that were recycled into like really cool action figure-esque armor, and that would have made for a better show, in my opinion, or a better game. Hell, I'm probably going to make my own game at this point because I have so many fun ideas with that. Like, imagine two corpses, you know, being turned into the same robot, or one corpse gets split into two robots and then they figure out that they had the same life and they were meant to merge and become the robot messiah that must be stopped. You know, like, I would like to see shit like that. Mega Man Zero actually covered a lot of that shit. You know, like, the messiah, the fucking, the coming of the Jesus is actually the Antichrist all along. You gotta fight him. Like, I like stories like that. The Jesus bot. Anyway, yeah, Mega Man is a really cool series. I am very fond of the Blue Bomber. I really like him. I like the idea of that your arm turns into a weapon. I like Zero because he has a lightsaber and he's like everything cool that Star Wars didn't do. I like that about him. He's a droid that looks human and he has a lightsaber and he's off the wall. And he was designed for evil by a Sith Lord, but no, he's actually good. Like, you know, shit like that. Yeah, Mega Man is really cool. I like all of it. It is really nice. It's like action figures beating the shit out of each other for the sake of humanity. You know, that's what every robot show is about, every video game. I keep saying show because I think about the shitty Mega Man show that came out in the 90s. You know, now I've got your power. But, yeah. Oh, Mega Man is really cool. I like the platforming. I like the scrolling and all that shit. Trying to shoot things off screen. You know, all sorts of fun stuff. And don't get me started, when you know those enemies are going to come from like up here, you get yourself positioned and you jump up first and you shoot and the enemy appears, you know, so you're shooting shit off screen once you memorize the pattern. Okay, let's talk about the PS1. There was a while back where I was too lazy to unplug my PS1 and I had a handful of games, and one of my favorite games for just the PlayStation franchise in general is Twisted Metal. So the whole idea behind Twisted Metal is very simple. The creator was stuck in LA traffic in a traffic jam, and he was thinking, if I only had machine guns on my car, I could blast my way through this traffic jam and just, you know, make a path of carnage free home. You know, home free. Blast your way home. Kind of like that movie Falling Down, minus the blasting. He just kind of left his car in the traffic and just went for a hike. But Michael Douglas, yeah. Yeah, so the whole idea behind Twisted Metal is it's a demolition derby on a map, and you could go around, you could camp. You know, there's different styles of playing. If you have a big truck, you could just destroy other cars, just ram right into them. If you're playing a small car, you could actually drift, go pretty damn fast, use the jumping mechanism, I'll speed racer about it, turn the car around and shoot lasers. Or, well, they do have lasers, but I mean just lasers, missiles, homing rockets, grenade launchers, gas cans that explode with a remote, like all sorts of cool shit. And yeah, Twisted Metal 4 was a really wacky one because it had terrible graphics, the plot was kind of fucked up, the clown character, Sweet Tooth, he's running the show this time around, and he's not his dark, gritty version that we see nowadays, where he's wearing the mask, well, of course he has a mask, but I mean he's wearing like the fucked up mask with the fucked up teeth and the weird eye, and you know, he's got a machete. No, this Sweet Tooth is actually a lot more cartoonish, and actually a lot more fun to look at, in my opinion. I don't know, this is just me. I like a weird lanky-ass clown. We're number one! But, Sweet Tooth is in charge of shit. You see a lot of clown-ass shit going on. All these characters are cartoonish. They got a family, a random-ass family on a vacation that just wanted to partake in the Twisted Metal contest. So, like, when you blow up that car, you're like, damn, I just killed a family. But anyway, no, it's a really cool game. I like the idea that, you know, when you get your wish granted, they'll try to take your words and twist them around. It's like you did all that work for nothing. Like, a lot of characters, they almost never get their wish. Like, if they're a really fucked up person, then maybe they'll get their wish. But, okay, Twisted Metal 4. It was a terrible game because you would get stuck to the walls. The AI would team up against you. It was impossible to see, and it was easy to blow up your own car and shit. And this game just had shit mechanics. And all the characters were over the top. The whole theme was like overly heavy metal. Rob Zombie did a lot of music for this game. So there's a lot of things aesthetically that I liked about it, but I just could never beat it. And then over time, you know, it went from, oh, this game has shit mechanics, it kind of sucks, but I want to see the ending, to this game is ridiculous, the mechanics suck, do you have what it fucking takes to win? That's what it became over time. So I just got really enthralled with the game, and I just decided I'm going to win at all costs. And I started to figure out things, like if my car got stuck against the wall because of the shit coding, I would just use a little mine, like a little explosive mine, and just blow the car off the wall, cut my HP by a third at the cost of not fucking dying, you know? So I would be able to still play, and you just did what you have to do. And just memorize where all the health packets are. That's the one thing I don't like about Twisted Metal. If you're playing against a person, not a character. You're playing against a person that knows the map. They'll just use their knowledge about the map and just get the health before you do. That's simple. If they have a weapon that they prefer to use, they'll probably go to that spot and pick up that weapon more so than any other pickup on the map. But yeah, eventually I beat this game, and it was a lot of fun. I finally beat it. Go Rob Zombie. Well, at the time I think he was White Zombie, but still, go Rob Zombie. He did a great fucking soundtrack. Okay, there's terrible graphics, pixelated bright colors and explosions, and all you hear is pa 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 pa. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back, you my Dracula. And the car Dracula from that song, Dracula, whatever. The fucking car is in the game. I swear to God. And fucking Rob Zombie is like the character behind the wheel. And if you beat the game, if you beat that crazy ass game with him, you get his fucking shit music video ending. It's all in poor quality, like GIF quality. But at the time, that was the shit. And I'm pretty sure when the game came out, that song was probably still in development, or whatever the fuck was on the music video. It wasn't the same song, but it was like a Rob Zombie song. But yeah, and then there's a customizable car thing, where you just customize your own cars, whatever. I played a lot of other Twisted Metal games, and I recognized some of the cars weren't in the game, so I did what I could to recreate as many of the OG cars as I could in the custom mode. And then I got really bored, and I decided that I was going to be the new tournament holder. So I would basically set up a map with all these cars I built, and I would find a place where I could hide. And in the city map, the Neon City or whatever, there's a really cool secret spot where you could hide and no one ever finds you. and I would just let the AI fight each other on the map. And whoever's left, of course, I'd have to pop them and it's over, but they would be saved off to the side, and I would mark all the cars that literally like got destroyed and start another round. And then eventually I would narrow it down to like 2 or 3 cars, and then I would use those cars, and I would try to see why did they win? What is their play style about? Like, what kind of things do they have going on for them? All right, I'm going to cut this video short. It's 10 minutes, and there's shit stomping around outside this door, so yeah, that's my take on fucking Twisted Metal. I want to hear about your favorite video games and any games that you played that you almost gave up on, but then you changed your mind around and you're like, I have to beat this game. I have to do it. All right, so it's been good. Feel free to leave your suggestions below, and I'll see you next time.